Backrit Engineering Services trust and quality is our standard. Welcome guys, this is Backrit on Stamp Concrete once again. I told you guys I'll be bringing new innovations, new ideas, latest updates on Stamp Concrete from Backrit Engineering Services. This is another Stamp Concrete. Here many customers do ask me, Backrit, what if we can't afford a very expensive Stamp Concrete that will have color hardener, to have a lot of things? This can you still do something that will be affordable for us, the size of our pocket? Not all of us can afford a very expensive one. Then okay, I came with another concept of Stamp Concrete. You still get the same quality from Backrit, the same standard, but just little changes based on the size of pocket. This is a compound. This was how the compound was when we got there. So I came up with an idea of doing a Stamp Concrete with a very nice pattern. There will be no color, but it will have an antique effect, a black antique effect, and to be polished, and it is still affordable. Because when you are doing Stamp Concrete of color hardener and other effects, all concrete need maintenance. All concrete need maintenance. So they will be need to polish at least once or twice a year, depending on the level of usage. That's the point where we want to burst out for water to drain out. So the whole gradients of the slope come from that up right to this very place, and other places. That's what we call the proper filling and landscaping. It is advisable if the customer wants us to do the filling and landscaping, the charges is different. But I do insist on, if the customer have someone who can do the filling for them, then I will come and inspect. But if they also want us to render the service of filling and landscaping, we do that also at an affordable price. So like I'm saying before, if there is need to use the color hardener, then there will be need to polish at least once or twice a year to maintain that color, to maintain the effect. Now this is when we started the concrete. Look at the thickness we are in, 6.5 inches, in some places 6 inches, in some places 7 inches. This was the thickness we attained while casting the floor. So we use a very nice design, a Wester Ashlar. This is the design after we finished casting. I left that part for the construction of the gate. The pillar, you can see the pillar of the gate. So this is the Western Ashlar. This is where we are doing the expansion joint with the cutting machine. You can see the cutting machine, because expansion joint is very important in Stamp Concrete, where because concrete will expand, it behaves like a plastic. It will expand as time goes on during heating and cooling process. So there is need for expansion joints. So this is the concrete. This is the pattern, Western Ashlar, a very nice pattern with a black antique effect. After washing, you will see all this white will remove, and you have the black effect left on the concrete. A very nice pattern and design, affordable and cheap. We didn't use color hardener in this concept because the customer said he can't afford color hardener, and secondly, he can't afford to polish the work at least twice a year or once a year. So we have to go for another option. So this is just a pure concrete, no color, a good design, and it will be polished. Some people might still want color. Going for color is good. It's very interesting, very beautiful, and color hardener is still one of the best way of applying color on concrete. So you can see the concrete, the floor. Water didn't stay in any point of the house. All the water flows down the way we plan it to be. So the water didn't stop in any point of the house. You can see the floor still. That's the septic tank. We still stamp on top. You can see there are other people working also. You can see the expansion joint also, the straight expansion line. So after washing, you will see that the antique effect is black, not white. Then you will see the true beauty of the concrete. That's the channel. That's the place we channel the water to flow in two direction. We channel it some here and we channel some outside the gate. So for easy flow, so that there will be no true force on one particular place. We channel the others at this very point of the entrance. So we use granite, rice half-inch granite. We use stone dust, and it was a very good job. The clients loved the job after we finished polishing. So please, Bakrate is the kind of person that will always find something that will fit into your pocket size, that will fit into what you have. Because I don't like to lose customers, I will always find something you will like that will be of your size. Quality is not cheap. Don't expect quality to be cheap, but I will always provide something that will be of your size. So if you are a kind of person that you want a very good color, a very good stamp concrete, a very good pattern, you can choose more than one pattern if you like. Depending on how you can afford it, you can choose more than one pattern. You will get those qualities from Bakrate as long as you can afford them. So this was when we were washing. It's just that after using one of color, there will be need to polish at least once a year or twice a year to maintain that color, to maintain that shyness. But of this kind of concrete that I just did, there will be no need to polish again. That is if the customer doesn't want, because he told us it's a house that they want, that they're giving out for rent. So but we only polish it once at the first time, so there might be no need to polish again because there is no color that we are protecting. This time around, there is no color that we are protecting. We didn't use any color hardener. We only use a black antique effect, a good stamp concrete. So like I've explained previously in my videos how to do the stamp concrete, how we cast our concrete, how we shine it, how we use a good color hardener, how we do the ranging, how we do the neat work from the beginning. I've done a lot of videos on that. So I'm only just trying to bring out another concept where you can still afford this kind of concrete and to still be the same quality, the same strength, and the same standard from Bakrate. So very soon there will be change of name of my company due to some things, that some progress. Now this is a stamp concrete at its finished stage. Look at this concrete, well polished. This was what we later achieved at the end. Compare this concrete doesn't have color. This is just stamp concrete with black antique effect and good polish. This is a handwork from Bakrate. This is a polish from Bakrate. This is the work. This is how it looks like. If it is something that we are to use color, like a brown color with another kind of effect, this is what you would get using different color, then another color for the for the antique effect. It is good to have a mixture of variety. This is brown and black antique effect. This is another brick color, brown and black antique effect. You can choose any color with any kind of effect on it. So remember, your polish must be clear. Then if your work is being done right from the beginning, there will be no need for you to tint your polish. Tinting of polish is not a good idea. It's only in some extreme cases that we do tint polish. Maybe in some cases where there is no color at all on the floor and the customer still insists he wants us to put color on a concrete that has already been hardened. So that is when we come across in tinting the polish with color. But it's a very good idea not to tint your polish. This work was what we planned from the beginning, concrete with black antique effect, and we achieved it. So there's no need for us to tint the color, the polish again, because there's nothing we want to correct. So there are some cases where you can have stamp concrete with just one color, like the brown color all through. So then there will be need to use brown antique release agent. So you don't use brown color and later use white and release agent, then the whole concrete will become white instead of helping that brown. The whole concrete will turn white back again. Then when you are polishing, you need to tint that polish. But in this case, you should get your project well from the beginning. Know the color you want, know the effect you want, do it right from the beginning, and you won't need to tint your polish. You apply it clear. Applying polish clear. This was the first coat we did. We did 2 coats and even in some places 3 coats. of polishing on this job. So when you apply your polish clear, it helps the concrete better. The polish will last better. But tinting polish won't allow it to last. This is the finishing product. You can see the concrete, just concrete, looked like a gray color. We didn't use color hardener in this case, and we used a black antique effect. You can see how beautiful it is, how the black is reflecting like a shadow underneath it. You can see this is the finished product of the stamped concrete. Anyone seeing this would think we used a color, but no, we didn't use color. We only used a good release antique release agent. So if you are the kind of person that really wants color, you can go for color. Like I said earlier, different color. You have varieties of colors when using color hardener. You can see the house, you can see the beauty, the compound, you can see the beauty of the floor matching together with the compound. You can see how beautiful it is. The color. Now guys, look at this color. So you can use different color, different antique effects. Then the antique will reflect underneath. This is a yellow with black. Now guys, look at this pure black antique release, and this is what you get. This is pure brown with pure brown antique release, a bit brownish and orange brown. This is what you get. You use the same color for the color hardener and the same color for the antique release. This is what you get. Now pay attention to this. This is black with white antique release. This is the mistake people do. They use white powder, white release, and they'll get something like that. Look at this. This is pure black antique release. This one also. Then you won't need to tint your polish. Tinting of polish is not something that is good. When you use the same color of hardener, the same color of antique release, you get the same effect. If you want different effects, you use then different color hardener and different antique release. Then the release will reflect underneath as a shadow. Look at this, also very beautiful. Now this is work from Bakrete. Please guys, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You get latest updates and press the notification button. Please, I want my subscribers to be more than 1,000. If you are still at 200 and something, please guys, subscribe, like my video, and please patronize Bakrete. You can get all these products from Bakrete Engineering Service, the color hardener, the antique release, the polish, everything, and including the service. You can get them from Bakrete Engineering Service. Love you guys. Please subscribe to my channel.